It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That, of course, is brand new Love Hate from the forthcoming release called Crucified. That's hanging you out to dry. This guy's never hung us out to dry, although, Chris, you and I have hung Jizzy out to dry twice this year. We promised to go out and see him, and it just didn't happen. So I want to welcome back to the Classic Metal Show our good friend, Jizzy Pearl. How are you, Jizzy?
Good intro there, Wendell.
Thank you.
What's up, Jizzy?
I especially appreciated that anal experience right at the beginning.
Right. Well, you know, we love our classic audio tracks, so we had to bring that out.
Oh, thank you. My girlfriend really appreciated it. Thanks a lot.
Well, you did tell the story, so you know it is now for mass consumption.
Well, yeah, you know, it is what it is. Come on. I mean, you know, I speak only the truth.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And believe me, Chris and I, being of the same ilk, I believe we are, we appreciate everything that you either have put out on an audio level or in writing or the way that you live your life.
Well, right now, I'm inundated in Quiet Riot songs.
Yeah, that's kind of odd for me to digest there, Jizzy, because when I think Quiet Riot, Jizzy Pearl doesn't come to mind.
It will.
Okay.
It will.
I trust you.
It will. It sounds really good. Trust me. I'm gonna sound really good.
That's cool, dude. Well, Jizzy, you know, let's stay with the Love Hate for a minute. Got Crucified coming out. It's what are we calling this? A mini album?
It's out right now. It just came out today.
Oh, okay. Cool.
On a Saturday?
Well, you know.
Is it Tuesday the
I gotta
normal?
go to church tomorrow, so I couldn't do it.
Is it Tuesday the normal day that it drops?
Well, are we talking back in the dinosaur days?
Yeah,
record deal.
Well, we are dinosaurs, Jizzy. I hate to say it, but we're all
and free beer and all that nonsense.
Yeah, well, we're all pushing the half century mark, so we're all dinosaurs, Jizzy.
Yeah, no, it just came out today, ready to be downloaded by all the eager beavers.
That's cool, man. Well, dude, talk about it a little bit. You know, you seem to go back and forth with the different interviews that we've done with you over the years between you just want to do solo stuff, you want to call it Love Hate, you don't ever want to record again, and now you're doing Love Hate recorded. So, you know, what pushed you that way?
You know what? Until about 2 months ago or 3 months ago, my life was pretty uncomplicated. I was just hanging here in Vegas, and I just started writing, you know, and didn't know that it was going to really turn into anything. And then it turned into a bunch of songs, and then I just decided to put away my get off my illegal downloading soapbox and decide to get back into the game again.
Sure. Now with Crucified, man, it definitely. It sounds like what you've been doing, you know, for a while. It's a little bit mellower than I actually expected, to be honest, just from the way you talked about it, you know, on Facebook and whatnot as you were recording it. Is that just kind of a sign of where you are in your life, that you're not, you know, raging like you used to?
You know, I don't know. Records to me have always been the best collection of songs, and sometimes they're all rockin', and sometimes they're half and half, and some, you know what I mean? It's always the best song kind of wins and rises to the top, and this was kind of the best collection that I had.
Well, why only 6 tracks, Jizzy? I mean, is that really a record, 6 tracks, or is that an EP?
It is known in the nomenclature as an EP.
Right.
I'm following in the proud footsteps of Ugly Kid Joe.
Well, since we're in such a new age of music and downloads and digital, you know, releases and stuff, did you consider maybe releasing like maybe one track a month or anything like that, or did you just decide I'm going to take this collection of songs and just put it out all at once?
Well, to be honest with you, Love Hate really doesn't tour too much. My primarily tour in the UK once a year when I can, and I put the record out to sort of coincide with this UK tour that I'm doing in March, and that was really the reason behind it. There's no big strategy or anything. I
see. Well, when you do your recording, obviously, doing digital recording and whatnot is a lot easier today than it was 20, 25 years ago when we were still doing, 3/4-inch tape, etc. Where do you lay down your tracks? I mean, do you actually go to an actual studio, or do you do pretty much what everybody else does, is they have their own makeshift studio in their own home?
Oh, in their bedrooms?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you know what? I actually recorded the drums at my drummer's, where he works in Los Angeles, and I did the majority of it here in Vegas at a real studio. But you're right. Pro Tools does give you that luxury of being able to record in your bedroom or your bathroom. I mean, if you know what you're doing and you know how to get the tones and stuff. It just so happened that I had a friend with a really nice studio here, and I would go in after hours, you know what I mean? And I sort of had carte blanche with just, mandolins and different kinds of guitars and different sounds, and I really got to kind of stretch out a little bit. Some of the songs, for example, Love Is All, we kind of went on a wild Kashmir Middle Eastern Zeppelin trip, and, that was kind of fun.
Sure. Well, as long as you don't follow Brad Delp's footprints in the bathroom, you'll be all good, Jizzy.
Oh, yeah. I'm allergic to carbon monoxide.
Yeah, me too. Nice. Well, Jizzy, who all is in the band right now?
Well, in a couple of sentences for those people that are inquiring minds, the original guys, basically, we broke up in 1997. That band ceased to exist in 1997 in a huge volcano of fuck yous, and the equipment got sold, and the rehearsal place got sold, and we all kind of went our separate ways. And some people went and did day jobs, because they had wives and kids, and, kids are not cheap. And some guys like me joined LA Guns.
Right.
But I wanted to keep Love Hate, alive in some small semblance. So I basically did the small tours. I sort of played every once in a while. I put out a Love Hate record in 1999. While I was doing other things, it was still, kind of happening, and it has been happening ever since. Not huge tours and not multi-million-dollar paychecks, but positive music and good gigs and good musicianship.
Sure. So
to answer your question, Joey Gold, I haven't spoken to him in 7 years. He works for the military-industrial complex, and that's all I know. And Skid lives in the Philippines now, and I don't know what he's doing. That's a kind of a twisted tale in itself. And John, originally I was going to have him play on the record, and it didn't work out. It kind of got bogged down in arguments about money and ownership and stuff like that, and so it just didn't happen. So I had to use some guys here in Vegas, and I used Matt on drums, the drummer that I've been using for the last year or two, and that's it.
Okay. Very cool, man. Well, Jizzy, you obviously have this tour coming up in March of the UK. How does that work when you're combining with, Quiet Riot touring and a record and everything else going on there. Is that something that was all played out, as you joined Quiet Riot?
Actually, all this happened before the tour was booked and the record was being completed and finalized before the Quiet Riot thing happened. So because, of that, I'm sort of being allowed to do this. I don't want to say allowed, but basically I'm going to do this March tour in the UK with the Love Hate Band, and then basically, hopefully, I'll be working the rest of the year with Quiet Riot.
Well, Jizzy, what's going on in Las Vegas to where some of your contemporaries are, living out there? Obviously, Vince Neil has moved out there years ago. Ron Keel's out there. Paul Shortino, your former bandmate, Tracy Guns, just to name a few people, are in Las Vegas. What's going on out there in Vegas that seems to attract, musicians?
Cheap rent.
Is that what it is? Yeah,
basically.
Okay.
Yeah, we all live out here now. All the ex-LA Guns guys. We're going to form a hockey team.
Nice. Well, there will be plenty of players, that's for sure.
No, seriously. Phil Lewis lives out here. Stacey Blades lives out here. Scott Griffin lives out here. I guess Tracy lives out here, although he lives in a hotel room. I don't know if he really lives out here.
Right.
And, people are moving out here because the Hollywood, it's just not what it was. The Key Club is closed. The Roxy's being sold. It's just not as thriving a community as it used to be. And I think, what's to keep people, other than the rainbow, what's to keep people in LA? It's too expensive. There's shitloads of traffic. And, out here, it's nice.
Yeah. Well, outside of, obviously recording and, some songs and being involved with the Love Hate project when you get a chance to do some touring, and now with Quiet Riot, do you perform around the Las Vegas area, just some gigs or anything like that? I mean, is that what you do, or do you even go? Yeah.
Well, I have. I have been doing gigs, local gigs, but, for fun. Not much. I kind of stay, when I'm not in a band and I'm not playing full time, I kind of stay under the radar. I'm not one of those guys that you're going to see at the Rainbow every Friday and Saturday night, you know what I mean, on some bar stool. That's just not my thing.
Sure.
I kind of do my own thing, and I have been, like I said, this record is out now, and it's been getting pretty positive reviews, and I like it. I like a lot of the songs on it, and I'm proud of it. And I look forward to 2014, playing many a biker rally.
Nice. Well, Jizzy, what's going on with your writing? Have you been writing any books lately? Because Chris has become quite the author these days. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on the website. You got your own book, huh?
I do, sir. It comes out January 13th.
I'm gonna ask you what everyone's asked me.
All right, go ahead.
What's it all about?
Well, you see, it's this story of divorce and death, and just the fun that has been my life for a year and a half.
Oh, it's kind of a encapsulation of a year and a half, is it?
Yeah, basically I started writing the day my chick dumped me, and I wrote until, literally for 365 days, and then turned it into a, it went from being a manifesto to actually being a book.
A manifesto.
That's not what it was, but it's, I don't know, you asked Neely. Neely wrote it, or read it,
Yeah, you started out as the Unabomber. You started out as the Unabomber, and then you turned into Charles Dickens. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That's really about it. It was like, I wanted to kill, and then I'm happy. So, you know how that goes, dude. You get out of a relationship, and you somehow get happy.
Well, writing is cathartic, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of best songs are written about broken relationships and stuff like that. I mean, most of my best songs are written from broken relationships.
A horrible place to date.
So yeah, book writing is awesome. It's a whole different animal. It's a whole different. You can say so much more in words than you can in a song sometimes because you're not constrained by melody and rhyme and all that stuff. You can say whatever you want, really.
Yep, I agree fully. It's been quite the experience. I got to admit, the writing was actually easy. Now doing all the other stuff behind it, you know, promoting it and all that stuff, that's a whole lot hard. Because I mean, it's probably easier for you because you've done it with music for a long time, where I just haven't. But man, oh man, there's a lot of work that goes into actually promoting something. Jesus.
Well, it's books are harder because people don't read.
Right.
I mean, you're trying to push sugar on someone that's got diabetes. You know what I mean? It's hard. And I found that my whole life is, I mean, I've written, you know, a bunch of books, and I want to get people to read, but people, either you like to or you don't. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, let's face it, they don't have the time and they don't want to read, or they want to, you know what I mean? And it's tough. You know, because I mean, when I grew up, I mean, I read all the time. I enjoy it. That's what I do, you know, to relax and stuff like that. So that's the hardest part to me, is that it's kind of like the whole digital thing, you know. This is my first go-around with putting something out on iTunes. I've never done it before. And it's a little weird for me, you know what I mean, not to have the physical product, even though I am going to make some of that. But, I mean, really, people don't buy CDs. Generally, they buy them as merch if you're touring and stuff. But they like the accessibility of just being able to, you know, push a button and get a song for the price of a Coke. Right.
Well, are you doing any more writing book-wise, Jizzy, at all? Or is there any plan in the future? Or are you done with that, or what?
You know, I'm never done with it, you know. It's just a question of when it's time and when I want to, you know, such is the nature of it. You know, if people start to take an interest in my books and they start selling again, then lo and behold, you know, I'll want to do that.
Sure.
You know, but it's like I said, I mean, as Chris can tell you, putting together a book takes a long fucking time. I remember I gave my book to Gilby Clarke. You know, he's a fan of my writing. And I gave him a book, and he goes, "Oh, awesome, dude." And then the next day I see him, and he goes, "Dude, I read your book." I go, "You already read it?" He goes, "Yeah, I was in bed, and I read it a couple hours. It was great." He goes, "When are you going to write another one?"
Well, I'm the same way, Jizzy, though, because I've asked you this numerous times. I've got all your books, and I've blown through them, and it's just like, okay, where's the next one?
Well, yeah, but okay, why don't you go into cryogenic sleep and wake up a year or two from now, and that book will be right on your coffee table.
Sure.
Yeah, the thing I don't think anybody realizes, Jizzy, is that you spend a year writing it and then 6 months preparing it by the time you dig through it 400 times. And I don't know if you edit this way, but for me, it seems like no matter how much I fix it, I find more typos. It's like they just grow.
Well, what happens is you get the obvious ones, you know, first, and then you think you're done, and then you're reading it, and you've read it so many times that you start to get lazy, and it's, you know, and then all of a sudden you realize that you fucked up, and, you know.
Yep.
And that's the problem with it, is that you live with it and you read it so many times that you just start to gloss over it, and that's when the mistakes happen. But it takes, you know, usually they pay people, editors, to do that for you that are, you know, trained and have that concentration and stuff. But when you do it all yourself, you know, there's always going to be a couple of typos somewhere.
Sure. Well, I could tell you that story too, because I had a publisher that I had to get rid of because they would not let me have the cover and the title I wanted. So out they went because I'm stubborn.
Well, wasn't your original title Fist Fucking Mama?
Well, that was it, and I don't know why they had a problem with that.
Dude, that is so cool and melodic. I mean, I could see, I mean, that's an Oprah Book of the Month club right there.
Dude, they kept saying that Lifetime wouldn't pick up that title. I couldn't figure out why.
Look, I was behind you all the way with Fist Fucking American, Mama. I just was.
Nice. All right, Jizzy. Well, you got the new Love Hate, which you said come out today. It's called Crucified. It's a 6-song.
Yeah, you got to listen to it. You got to listen to it, dude. It isn't all just mellow. There's a lot of different shit on it. I mean, that first track sounds like it was written, by 18-year-olds in a garage, like a punk band. I mean,
right.
It's got, it's like all Love Hate records. You know what I mean? We're guilty of doing a bunch of different musical styles. It doesn't sound like one Billy Joel song all the way through. So that's the beauty of it. And it's also, it's like Thai food, you've got to acquire a taste for love-hate music. You gotta appreciate the fact that every song is different and trippy.
Sure. Well, Jizzy, I've always been a fan of everything that you do, be it in writing or in music or just performing live and whatever. And glad to call you a friend. And I wish you the best of luck in 2014 and in all your endeavors. And want to wish you a good happy holidays too.
Yeah. You guys too. Happy Christmas. And didn't you just get snowed in recently?
Yeah, I only got about 6 inches here. It's just dick deep.
Oh, is that it? Oh.
Jesus.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you. And all the people that are interested, it's Love Hate Crucified. And you can, get it on iTunes or my Facebook site. I got links till it stinks. And it's all good. And then next year, we got a Quiet Riot record coming out, believe it or not, and I'm singing on it, and we're going to be touring our asses off, and I will probably see you at a bike rally near you.
Excellent. All right, Jizzy, well, you know the drill here. We're going to let you pick a song off the new release and maybe tell us a quick story about it.
You're going to play Sunny Day.
Okay.
That seems to be the one that all the kids like. And as you know, I do this for the kids.
Right.
Because the kids are all right.
Exactly.
Right.
Nice Who reference
And
there.
that's it.
All right,
So
Jizzy.
play that damn song.
All right. Well, you are our last guest of 2013 on the Classic Metal Show. So Merry Christmas to you.
Okay. And we'll talk soon.
All right, Jizzy.
All right. See ya.
See ya. All right, there goes Jizzy. So here it is. Brand new Love Hate from the Crucified. This is Sunny Day exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.